Good morning students. Welcome to physics online class. In the previous class we have discussed measurements of basic quantities. Measurement of length, measurement of small distance and measurement of large distances. Measurement of small distance using meter scale, screw gauge and vernier caliper. I hope you learned that question. And measurement of large distances by three methods. What are they? Triangulation method, parallax method and radar method. Triangulation method, the formula is h is equal to x tan theta. And parallax method, theta equal to d by x. And radar method, d is equal to vt by 2. And also we have discussed measurement of mass for smaller mass as well as for larger mass and measurement of time. Today we are going to learn the concept of errors, theory of errors. Errors, of course, in science all the experiments involving measurement. So when you are measuring, there is some error. The same experiment, when you are doing different trials, we will be getting different values with the 0.00 difference. So the error can be unavoidable in measurement. What is mean by error? Uncertainty in measurement is known as error. What do you mean by error? Not sure. Uncertainty in measurement is known as error. In this concept, you should understand two terms, that is accuracy and precision. Accuracy and precision. So what is accuracy? Accuracy means how far we are from the true value. How far we are from the exact value. That is known as accuracy. What do you mean by precision? How well we are measuring. How well we are measuring. That is the difference. Accuracy means how far we are from the true value. Precision means how well we are measuring. For example, we are measuring a person's height. Let us say the height of the person is 5 feet 6 inches. This is a true height. When you measure this height with an instrument like a yardstick, you may get 5 feet 0 inches. So this is not accurate because accurate value is 5 feet 6 inches. But this is the measured value. It is not accurate. Consistently, when we are getting the same measurement, same value for different trials, for 3 trials we are getting the same 5 feet 0 inches, means we can call this measurements as precise measurement. These are precise. But when we are using the very high resolution instrument, you may get 5 feet 5 inches. This is very accurate. This is very accurate. Okay. So this is more accurate to the true value. So precision means it may not accurate, but consistently we will be getting same value. So all the measurements, precise measurements are not accurate. All the precise measurements are not accurate, but all the accurate measurements are precise. All the accurate measurements are precise. So these are the two terms, accuracy and precision. Let us see another example, the refrigerator, the temperature of the refrigerator. The temperature of the refrigerator outside, that is inside the temperature of the refrigerator is 9 degrees Celsius. Suppose 9 degrees Celsius, the true value. But when we are measuring time, it may get one time it is 10.2 degrees Celsius, the other time 10.4 degrees Celsius or 10 degrees Celsius. So these are the values we are getting. So these values are precise values. These values are known as precise values, not accurate value. Okay. So I hope you understood the concept. Accuracy and precision. Accuracy means how far we are from the true value. Precision means how well we are measuring. Accuracy means it is more accurate to the true value. But precision means it is may less accurate, but repeatedly we will be getting the same value. Okay. So accuracy and precision. Now we are going to learn the concept of error. Types of errors in measurement. Errors in measurement. So uncertainty in measurement is known as error. That is the difference between the accurate value and the exact value. Sorry, accurate value and the measured value. That is error. The errors are mainly classified into three types. They are systematic error, random error, and gross error. What are they? Systematic error, random error, and gross error. What do you mean by systematic error? Systematic errors means it is an reproducible inaccuracies. Reproducible inaccuracies present in the same direction. When we are measuring a value, suppose the three trials, the value may increase. One thing, it may increase or it may decrease. Okay, so systematic error means either it is in the positive direction or in the negative direction, the error may happen. That is known as systematic error. Repeatedly when you are doing the experiment. Suppose when we are measuring the value of length, first time we are getting 10.2 centimeter. Next we may get 10.23 centimeter, 10.25 centimeter, 10.26 centimeter. So different trials, different measurements when we are getting, that is known as systematic error. What may be the cause of the systematic error? It is categorized into few reasons. First one, the systematic error may be due to instrumental error, imperfections in the experimental technique, personal error, errors due to external changes. External conditions, least count error. So systematic errors are classified into these categories: instrumental error, imperfections in experimental technique, personal error, errors due to external conditions, least count error. What do you mean by instrumental error? Of course, from the instrument error may happen. In the manufacturing time, if the instrument is not calibrated properly, the error will occur. When we consider a meter scale, the end of the meter scale, the first millimeter, may be worn out of the scale. So when we are measuring with that millimeter, it will give the error till the end of the experiment. So this is the instrument fault. So when the instrument is not calibrated properly, the error will occur. That is known as instrumental error. So many trials when you are doing also, you will get error value. So how can we minimize this? By choosing the correct instrument. By choosing the correct instrument, we can minimize this instrumental error. Second one, imperfections in experimental technique. Imperfections in experimental technique. That means when we are doing the experiment, we may not setting the instrument properly. Example, when you are doing the calorimeter experiment. What do you mean by calorimeter? Measuring the heat of chemical reactions. Okay, it should be insulated properly. If it is not insulated properly, the radiation may lose. The calorimeter is not insulated properly, radiation may lose. So when you are not doing that precautions, that error will occur. The imperfections in experimental technique. Experimental technique, when you are not doing properly, this error will occur. Okay. The next one, personal error. Personal error means personal, individual error. Individual is not setting the instrument properly. Before doing the experiment, you are not bothering about the arrangement of the circuit, arrangement of the apparatus. The error may occur, error may happen. So this is about personal error. So when we are very careful in our observation, this error may reduce. Errors due to external conditions. Errors due to external condition in the sense external climatic changes. Maybe changes in pressure, changes in temperature, changes in humidity. This also will produce error. Okay, when we are doing the experiment in high temperature conditions or low pressure conditions, also the readings of the apparatus will not give the proper value. So this is about errors due to external conditions, may changes in the temperature, pressure or external climatic conditions. Least count error. What is least count error? Least count means the smallest value measured by the instrument. Okay, the smallest value measured by the instrument. Already we have discussed in the screw gauge and vernier caliper. For screw gauge it is 0.1. For vernier caliper also we have discussed the least count value. So what is maybe least count error? If you are not measuring the least count properly, if you are not setting the least count properly, the error will occur. When you are not considering the least count of the screw gauge and vernier caliper, till the end the error will occur. Okay. So least count error means, least count means the smallest value measured by the instrument. When we are not listening about the least count of the particular device, when we are not including the least count of the particular device, the error will occur. So these are the systematic errors. Systematic errors means it is an error which is reproducible inaccuracies produced in either in the positive direction or either in one direction, and this error can be categorized into 5: instrumental error, imperfections in experimental technique, personal error, error due to external conditions, and least count error. Instrumental error because of the fault of instrument. By choosing the correct instrument, we can avoid this. Imperfections in experimental technique, by setting the instrument properly, we can avoid the error. And personal error, when we are reading the or recording the observations, by taking the precautions, the personal error can avoid. Just carefully when you are observing the reading, we can get the correct answer. Error due to external conditions, that is due to the climatic changes. And least count error, that is the smallest value measured by the instrument when we are not taking into account, you will get a least count error. The next one, random error. What is meant by random error? Randomly it will occur. Otherwise, it can be called as chance error. Random error can be called as chance error. That is, when we are doing the experiment, we are getting the different values in different tiles. That is chance error or random. Randomly the error may occur. Same experiment, when we are doing different trials, different values will occur. Randomly it may occur. So that is known as chance error. This also may due to the climatic conditions, changes in climatic conditions. How can we avoid this random error? By taking the arithmetic mean of all the values, we can avoid the random error. Let us consider the values. Suppose the measurement, first trial is A1, second the measurement is A2, A3, etc. The nth measurement is An. How can we take the arithmetic mean of this? So A is equal to, mean of this value is A1 plus A2 plus etc. An by n. This can be written as 1 by n into sigma I equal to 1 to n Ai. Sigma means summation. Summation I equal to 1 to n Ai. That means by taking the arithmetic mean of all the trials, we can avoid the random error. So random error is known as chance error. Randomly it can occur. Different trials, different values will be getting. So when we take all the mean, we will avoid this random error. Then gross error. What is gross error? It is the sheer carelessness, due to the sheer carelessness of the observer. Sheer carelessness of the observer. Gross error may be due to reading the observation without setting it properly. Reading the observation without setting it properly. Usage of wrong values. Usage of wrong values. Wrong recording of the observation. Wrong recording of the observations. And also due to the individual carelessness, that is personally when we are not careful in readings, it may occur. Okay, so these are the gross error reasons. So gross error due to readings of observation without setting it properly, usage of wrong values, wrong recording of the observations, as well as without taking the precautions, without taking the source precautions. Usage of wrong values in the sense, instead of using the correct value, you may substitute the wrong value. The constant, for gravitational constant, you should use 6.6 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meters per kg raised to minus. That value you have to use. Instead, gravitational constant, you may use another constant. So it will occur throughout the experiment. Wrong recording of the observation. When we are measuring with the instrument, you may get 3.95. But when you are writing the measurement, you may write 3.59. So this is wrong recording of the observation. This is without taking the source of precautions. Precautions in the sense, obviously it is related to least count and all. Least count some of the experiments. least count another precautions like correct setting of the wire, etc., correct circuit connections, etc. So these are the reasons for gross error. So more or less all the errors are same, but it is categorized into systematic error, random error and gross error. Systematic error, it may occur due to several reasons. Random error also can be due to randomly occur, and gross error due to these reasons: reading without setting it properly, usage of wrong values, wrong recording of the observation without taking the source precautions at all. Okay? Anyway, we have to avoid the error. How can we avoid? The most possible solution is taking the arithmetic mean of all the trials. When we are doing the experiment, the practicals, while doing one reading, we will take different trials, at least 5 trials we will take. Afterwards, we will be having the taking the value of mean. So when we are taking the value of mean, we can avoid the error. Okay? So very important question this is. Learn this question. The next topic is error analysis. Error analysis. So here we are going to learn absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error and percentage error. How we are analyzing the error? By means of absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error and percentage error. So what is meant by absolute error? Absolute error means it is the difference between the true value and the measured value. True value and the measured value is known as absolute error. So when we are measuring the value, suppose A1 is the first value measured, A2 is the second value measured, and etc. AN is the nth measured value. Then true value. What is true value? Let us see the mean, AM. AM is known as the true value. This is measured value. This is measured value, and AM means taking the mean, so we can write A1 plus A2 plus etc. AN for n trials divided by n, so we can write 1 by n into sigma I equal to 1 to n AI. Okay? So this is the true value. This is the true value. What is absolute error? Absolute error can be written as delta A1. Absolute error for the first measured value can be written as delta A1 is equal to AM minus A1. AM minus A1. Absolute error for the second measured value is equal to delta A2 is equal to AM minus A2, etc. Delta AN is equal to AM minus AN. So this is about absolute error. Absolute error is the difference between true value and the measured value. So A1, A2, A3, etc. AN are the measured values. True value in the sense we are taking the mean of that. So AM is A1 plus A2 plus etc. AN by n. That is can be as 1 by n into sigma I equal to 1 to n AI. And absolute error for each measurements. How? First measurement, delta A1 is equal to AM minus A1. Difference between the true value and the measured value. Delta A2, AM minus A2. Delta AN, AM minus AN. Next, mean absolute error. Second one is mean absolute error. So what is mean absolute error? Mean absolute error means taking the mean of magnitude of all the absolute errors. Taking the mean of magnitude of all the absolute errors is known as mean absolute error. So delta AM can be written as the mean absolute error. What is that? Delta A1 modulus delta A2 plus etc. modulus delta AN divided by N. So it can be written as 1 by N into sigma I equal to 1 to N modulus delta AI. So mean absolute error means taking the mean. Mean means adding all the quantities and divided by the total number of trials. So taking the mean of all the absolute error is known as mean absolute error. So if a true value, AM is a true value, delta AM is the mean absolute value, means the magnitude of the quantity lie between either AM plus delta M or AM minus delta M. Delta M plus AM plus delta AM or AM minus delta AM. This is the range of the quantity lies either in the plus or in the minus. So this is about mean absolute error. The next one is relative error. Relative error. So relative error, it is the ratio of mean absolute error to the mean value. It is the ratio of mean absolute error to the mean value. That can be written as mean absolute error divided by mean value. So delta AM by A. Delta AM by A. Relative error is equal to the ratio of mean absolute error by mean value. Okay. So when the speedometer, driver speedometer shows 60 km per hour, actually it may drive on a 62 km per hour. The relative error, how can we calculate? That is, the absolute error is 62 minus 60 km per hour is 2 km per hour. So what is the relative error? 2 km per hour 60. Mean absolute error divided by mean error, that is 0.03. This is about relative error. And at last, percentage error. If the error is measured in percentage, we can write percentage error. That is delta AM by AM into 100. This is known as percentage. If the relative error is measured in percentage, we can write this is percent. So this is our error analysis. Absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error and percentage error. So absolute error, difference between true value and the measured value. Mean absolute error, taking the mean of all the absolute errors. Relative error, ratio of mean absolute error by mean value, and percentage error in terms of percentage. So I hope understood today's class. Learn the question, types of error and its measurement, as well as this error analysis. Try to solve the problem also. Thank you.